Hey guys, welcome back. This time we're playing with this one. So you guys, most of you already follow Mark from Iron Empire. You would have seen his roll racing video. We took this thing out to Tail and Bend a little while ago. Man, my shed's a mess. Didn't end up too well. I did one good run, top of the, end of the straight. We had a bit of a mechanical noise, not from the engine. I'm pretty sure it's something external's come loose. But it was like 2 nights before I went to work for that extended time. So basically drove on the trailer, still had oil pressure, no leaks, nothing untoward like that, nothing to me internally mechanical. And it's sat since. My good friend Benny from Jet Ski's Garage, he dropped by while I was away at work. He was nice enough to come around and spend some of his time after work one day pulling the turbos off. I'd recently had the turbos rebuilt, and the noise that it made when it did its thing had me a little bit worried. I thought something may have gone through the turbos, or the turbos themselves had hurt themselves. So I was looking at, I did come across another pair of mirror image Gen 2 Precision 7675s for substantially cheaper than brand new, no, new turbos, but substantially cheaper than buying them new from the States. While I was looking at those, Benny came around, had a look at these ones, and he was confident that there was absolutely nothing wrong with the turbos. And this is literally the first time I've pulled the sheet off to see what they're like or anything since I've been home, because I've been doing the truck, which I was doing today, but I live in suburbia, so the grinding and cutting has to stop in the evenings, unfortunately. I do like my neighbours. So, sticking with I have to be careful doing this because usually when I'm taking an intake manifold off, it's followed by new pistons or an extra turbo, or more cubes, or some other shenanigans like that I don't really want or need right now, and I've got the truck to be doing. The reason I'm taking the manifold off, after I fired it up last time, a bit of an oil leak out the back, and the only place I can find it coming from is at the back of the manifold. The Ford V8s, if you don't get them just right, the manifolds, when you put them on, they leak, and they leak a lot. So hopefully, I did smear a fair bit of sealant on the outside of the manifold to try and seal it while I was at the track for roll racing. I think that's just glued it right on, so hopefully this is an easy clean up and fix type job. Hopefully. I still haven't found what was causing the other issue. I've had a good look under it, more pipe work and that sort of thing, and hello. I think I found the problem. I pulled the intake manifold off last night to do this oil leak on this thing, and I discovered what the issue was with it not running right. So quick recap, we did went to roll racing here in Adelaide. Did one pass, hit 30 pounds, a boost, lots of wheel spin, top end of the run, had a bit of a rattle, and it sounded external. It sounded like something coming off a cooler pipe or something like that and rattling around a little bit, and then the noise went away. And the car was still running right, still had oil pressure, was running smooth. So I was pretty sure, and nothing showed up on the logs, so I was pretty sure that it was something external. While I was away at work, I had Benny from Jet Skis Garage, good friend, come around, pull the turbos off like I said earlier, check those out, they were fine. I didn't get him to have a look at anything else on the engine because I was pretty sure that everything was okay. If I'd got him to have a look a little bit further, he would have found straight away what the problem was, but he did what I asked. It was a huge help. So the only problem is now, well, not a problem, but the only thing is the turbos have been pulled off to be inspected. He's inspected them, I've inspected them, they're fine, they can go straight back on the car because I now know what the problem is. The turbos are a pain in the ass to put on. They were designed to be lifting the car when the engine was pulled out, so we could do head changes, well not head changes, but we could do head gasket changes on the side of the road at Drag Challenge, outside hotels and Drag Challenge. But they're easy, that's just time consuming, a bit fiddly, a bit awkward. But anyway, I'll spin this around and we'll have a look at what's actually going on with this thing. It's a mess in here, I know. So I pulled the intake off to do this rear seal here. I think I just missed a tiny spot and it was just pissing out oil there. I think that's where it's from. I'll just double check everything while I'm there. But the first thing I noticed was this fella. Push rod jumped out of the lifter. So that tells me straight away what the next issue is going to be. But while we're here, the push rod's not bent, and I can lift it up and put it in the lifter. The lifter looks okay, the cam looks okay, from what I can see, everything there looks okay. So we pulled the cover off. Well, I pulled the cover off last night, and this is what was hiding under it. This rocker here. I was worried once I saw the push rod that I had a broken rocker. There's a friend, well Benny, he recently broke one of his rocker arms in his coupe, so I was sort of fearing the worst with that and what's gone through the engine, that sort of thing. But from what it looks like, the posi lock has just worked its way off the stud, and the rocker's jumped up and sat sideways and cleared everything. So the push rod would have been bouncing up and down a little bit, so I would have cleaned that up. The rocker itself has no damage at all. Everything's still intact there. The push rod, I pulled it out, checked it, it's straight. The valve has the valve looks straight, no retainers have come off, everything looks good there. And the posi lock itself, the thread's okay on that, the stud thread's okay. So what I'm putting it down to is I put all the rocker gear on when we built the engine. That's on me. I did it all how it's supposed to be. It was all torqued and everything like that. It's feeding time for the dogs. Breakfast time. So I did that. I took them all down, went through them, checked all the lift and everything. And that was from the first reassembly of the engine, and then I fired it a couple of times, and then I had the idea to... Where is she? And then I had the bright idea to go roll racing without rechecking anything. So that's posi locks come loose. Prop the rocker set sideways. There is that bit of damage on the tip of that rocker, but it's only on the outside, and it looks like the posi lock came off, set on there for a little bit and bounced up and down, and that's what the pingy noise would have been, the rattling noise. So it bounced on there a couple of times and then jumped down to there. So, and there is damage to the underside of the rocker cover. It's actually, there's a dent on the outside of the rocker cover, which I should have picked up, but I was too busy looking for other things, other issues. But I've come off relatively unscathed there. No damage. Head's fine, valve's fine, rocker gear's fine. Slight dent in the valve cover, but it's just straightforward. Just put it back together and fire it up and recheck everything and check everything again. I'll pull the other valve cover off to go through all that side, make sure that's all good, there's no loose ones there. But that explains why, well, A, the noise, and B, it was struggling. It seemed to be running okay, but had a little bit of a miss because it was running on 7 cylinders, and it wouldn't happily build boosts. So, but yeah, she's all good. I'll throw that back together and put all these bits that are sitting on the bench there behind me, put the top end back together, clean it up, and I might actually get to drive this thing this week. So the car's all back together, it's all running. Made it down to the Adelaide Auto Expo. That's Mike's 37 pickup there with a single turbo LS. There's my nugget. They're just kicking us out for the night, but I gave it a bit of a scrub up. Went over it with the clay bar last night. put the front spoiler on. She's all running properly and behaving, and it's got a quite a lot of love today. I was a bit surprised, but people seem to like it. So this is Mike's weapon. I've actually been kicked out, so I'm on my way out the door now. But I'll try and get some more footage of these tomorrow. Just thought I'd have a bit of a talk while I can actually hear what's going on. We'll go for a bit of a walk. It's a Coyote powered or 5-litre Miami powered inside. There's boxes from Hoon TV, LS2 or L98 powered 80 series. You see the build on that on Hoon TV. And this one here is a favourite of mine. Saturday night at the, hopefully you guys can hear me right, Saturday night at the Auto Expo, everyone's packing up and leaving, clearing out. Awesome weekend. I was only here for half a day, but the car's been here all weekend with Pete from ULX. I was sort of not sure about bringing the car, but to me it's quite rough around the edges, and it's not something I'd put on a stand by itself like some of these cars. They're absolutely beautiful, and one not quite there, but because I had it with other cars, I thought, yeah, why not? And I had some really good comments. People always seem to love this thing. I don't know why. I do, but yeah. I've had a few people say they spend more time looking under the bonnet of this thing than some of the other cars, or a lot of the other cars, because it's not just a polished show car with nothing against those, but it's actually quite interesting. It takes a bit to work out, so yeah, it's pretty cool. It's been good. Got a bit of love back for the car from me, so yeah. So I'll pack this up now and take it for a drive through the hall. See the GoPro on the front, and we'll go out and have a look, and then I'll chuck it in the trailer and probably go for a cruise through the city and take it home that way. I don't know if you can see this car behind me. This is Pete from ULX's project. It's a 1940 Ford pickup with a Mopar NASCAR engine, and that's being built for a drag challenge, where hopefully this nugget will be in a few months. This one up here, the car's all back together, it's all running fine. Done a few laps in it. Seems pretty healthy and pretty happy, so dodged a bullet. And so this weekend I've been entered in the roll racing up at Tailem Bend. So we're going to have another go at that. We'll tow the car up there and see if it behaves this time and everything stays together, and see what we can do. Again, just going out there for fun, try and keep it straight and just have a laugh, take a couple of mates out for some rides. And so the next video on the coupe will be on that, and then I'm going to throw a few more truck ones in here. I've been progressing quite well with that one. And then also one of my first video, my sort of introduction video, I mentioned that there's a bit of a change coming up for this car, for the coupe. It's been through a few changes, like turbos and that sort of thing, and upgrades, but this one's a little bit more complex, a little bit more interesting. I think a few of you guys will find this one quite interesting indeed. So I'm going to try and get as much of that as I can on camera, but that'll be in depth as well. So for you guys that are interested in the coupe and what goes on with that, you might want to stay tuned for that one. Other than that, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. I hate saying that, but that's what you do apparently. And feel free to share this on your Facebook or wherever, your socials. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks.